Hello, hello. Okay, I think we are now live. I think everyone can hear me here. Sorry, I think that might have been a little issue that we had here. Okay. Let me just get this all cleared up for you guys. Sorry. There we are. Okay, you can hear me now. Let me restart what I was saying. I had been talking to myself for quite a long time there without any commentary. Sorry on my part. We did have some technical difficulties. The streaming setup was not properly set up with the microphone must have glitched out. Although, sorry, we're back. And welcome back to the Formula 1 2025 Gevga Esports World Championship. Today, as I had stated previously, I was talking to myself like a nutter. We are now in Austria. We raced in Barcelona, we've raced in Canada, and now we are in Austria. Now, I did mention driver standings, but I'm going to have to go through it all again because I missed it. Sorry. Now, what we did see from this was, in week 3 now going into it, we have Sheddy in P1, Guetta in P2, Julian pushed down into P3, Science repelling us up to P4. He's going up absolutely flying. Glada in 5th, Laggy in 6th, Borrell in 7th, Derek in 8th, Betty, our current championship driver, is now 9th, Gad in 10th, Elite in 11th, Hernandez in 12th, Wilson in 13th, Miff in 14th, and Reaper to close it off in 15th place. Now, let me catch up to what we have missed as I was doing some technical errors. We've just seen it. Sheddy has set a 4-4 that's already beaten Guesta's time of a 4-5. But Guetta with a 4-5 in respect, and Derek, a fan favourite driver that we have been seeing. Hopefully we'll get some Derek hype in the chat once again. We had a lot of interactions, we hope to see that once again. But Derek is P3 with a 4-6. All the drivers, roughly, are in the same bracket, with the 1-4s to the 1-5s, and then going down into the 1-6s. Hopefully we can see that 1-6 diminish, and we don't really need to see that. We know that this is quite a quick track. We know drivers are able to set absolutely blazing trails of track times, but today they are quite close. Now, this track is quite a small track in retrospect, only 10 corners of racing. A lot of overtaking opportunity, especially into that third corner, right out of the DRS zone. This track will have 3 DRS zones. No, correction, 2 DRS zones. We have one on the main straight after turn 1. No, correction, I am right, 3 DRS zones. After turn 1, we have 1 DRS zone. On the pit straight, we have another DRS zone. And then after turn 3, we have another DRS zone. 3 DRS zones, and we did know that last time in Catalonia, we did see quite a battle between Guetta and Sheddy due to those DRS zones. We saw them in second to each other get ever so close, overtaking into the first corner when the DRS zone did end. So, if I were to predict anything, now I can't read minds, I can't do any type of that thing, but I can think that we are going to see something magical. And as I say that, Bailey, the World Championship driver, has already beaten Sheddy's time of a 1-4, and he set a 1-4-3. Derek also beating Sheddy and setting a 1-4-4-7-8. Sheddy with a 1-4-4-9-1. Still very good lap times. We do know Sheddy's warming up that car. As we're going to be following him, he is on he's on a warm-up lap currently. He is going to be going for that top title. We know he can do it, but I definitely know that a lot of these drivers, such as with Perry, we do know he is quite a quick driver. We do know he can put down the hammer. He can make these cars go around his corners ever so just effortlessly, you know, the way that he does it. But we do know as well that Sheddy, being one of the new drivers, in some form a rookie, we do know that he's able to bring a challenge to these World Championship drivers. As we're seeing Sheddy now, he will be going in to the actual race now. He's going to get this lap time set in immediately. Sorry that I saw we just had a little bit of a complaint about the audio of the game. Might have been a bit too loud. I hope now it is better. If it's not, give some information in, and we will fix it as we go. We had a little bit of technical issues last time, and I'm assuming they might have followed into this week, but not really anything too bad, nothing too serious that we're going to be worrying about. But we are following Sherry on his out lap. He's just gone out one of the DRS zones, the second DRS zone that we have seen, going down into corner 4, down into that corner 5. Quite a dangerous corner because you go from quite a very quick zone with the DRS into straight hard braking into a right-hander that then leads to a left-hander into another fast left-hander. This is where you can lose the car. This is where, you know, people end up in the gravel. They end up in the barrier. This is where their cars completely get tested, breaks the chassis apart, and it tests the driver to what they can really control.
as we're going to be following Shelly on board now, going around corner 9 into the last corner, corner 10. Oh, so close to that barrier, but he doesn't go over the lap time. And I think we're going to be seeing him go first, and he does. He sets a 4-1, getting closer to that 103. I think we might be seeing it from Shelly. We do know he manages to do quite a lot of things with the lap time. He manages to bend the rules ever so slightly. Don't know how he keeps it in lap time in the track compared to some drivers. I know some drivers do struggle to keep it on track, but Shelly, even though he always tests the car, he tests the limits of when he can go around that white dotted line along the side of the track, he managed to keep it clean every single time. That's what you can expect to see from this China driver. But as we follow into another fan favourite, Science set a 4.5, which is putting him up in the P4. A really good lap time from Science. We did see a lot of Science love in the chat last time. Hopefully, like I said to Derek, we can see that same amount of love once again. Get interacting, guys. We've only got a few minutes left of this qualifying session until we go into the race. So get in your votes. Get in who do you think is going to win this? Who do you think is going to come ahead in this qualifying session? And who do you think yourself will take the win in Austria today? But you know what? Maybe give us your top 3 if you want. Or if you want to support a driver, go and tell me which one you want to support. We have 11 drivers for you guys to choose from. So you definitely have enough to pick from today. As we're going to be following a bit with in the back of the pack, we're seeing Hernandez. He's ghosted. He might have had a little bit of a moment. His lap time wasn't validated, so I'm assuming he might have had a little bit of a moment there. As we follow him, Laggy with another driver with an invalid lap time. We did see some stuff from him last time. We know he was a championship contender. He nearly won the championship last season. He finished, I think, P2 in it. This is quite crazy to think, because when you see these drivers, obviously if you have been watching since the first season that we did this, we did see that we had Betty, Shelly, and then we had Vutiji as well. That was, though they were the top drivers, they were the ones to beat, and they were the championship winners. But now, because of these new drivers that they haven't raced against, they have to learn that all over again, as we've seen from Laggy and Betty. Now, by no means are they doing bad, but they're definitely not racing up to the standards that I thought we would expect, because I expected a lot more. But once again, it's only week 3. We have a few weeks left of racing, but hopefully we can see some of these older drivers setting it down to these new drivers, because currently the standings are raided by all these new rookies, per se. Might say rookies in air quotes, because these guys obviously have been racing quite a lot in the past, just not in our league, so that's how it is. But we only got 5 minutes left into the qualifying session, as I'm going to drag some attention to the chat, because right now we're just going to be following the Science here. We are seeing here a lot of support for Science once again. We're seeing Alman support as well, and we're also seeing Shelly support. Shelly is a favourite driver, obviously, winning the last 2 races. It's a safe bet to put Betty in your heart for racing. As we're going to be following with Betty, our current, like I'll always say when we pan over to him, he is our world championship currently. He is the world championship defender. He wants to hold on to that trophy for the next season, maybe becoming a 2-time world champion. But as it stands, his championship winnings and his hopes to win are dwindling away from him. He's losing it ever so much, because it's week 3 and he is not near that top step. He has been getting quite close at times, but with those little mistakes that he makes when he cracks under pressure, it just brings his morale down. And you can imagine, as a driver that's won a championship, you go into this thinking that you are at the top of your game, which really does suck. But I'm going to bring attention to the standings once again, because I know some people might not have been watching when I said it. Our top 3 drivers currently are Shelly, Guetta, and Julian. Julian isn't here again. He is currently in... he's somewhere, I'm not even too sure. Wait, I know he's on holiday. Mind you, he did tell me where he was going. I've just got a horrific memory now. But he is 3rd, but he won't be here, so he won't be staying there. We might be seeing Science Freak going up the podium spot again. He is 4th in the championship. But I'm going to bring some attention down with Laggy and Betty. Laggy is currently in P6, but Betty in P9. It is such a shame to see from him. As I mentioned before, these drivers that they constantly test their car, they're pushing their limits, they're testing these setups that they always do. We don't know what can happen, but I can guarantee you this, what we're in for today is a great evening of racing. So everyone, get your food, get your drinks, get that blanket. Honestly, actually, what I'm saying, get that blanket. It is too bloody hot today here in Gibraltar to be having a blanket. Put on your air conditioning and relax and watch this race, because it's going to unfold all here today. We're seeing a lot of Derek love today. You know what? We'll give the fans what they want. He's in the pits though. What a shame. Tell Derek to get out of them pits. We need to see some Derek driving today. As we follow in with Godzilla in 8th. He is with a 149. Actually, what I've just forgotten to mention is we've not seen a driver break that 1-3 barrier yet. No driver has gone into the 1-3 standings. I'm expecting something to happen with the getting into the 1-3 because we've gotten really close with Sheddy getting the 1-4-1. As I say that, the formidable force that is Sheddy is on his out lap. He's going to be coming out and testing that car. He's just changed his setup, I'm assuming, gone back on the softs as, I'm assuming, yeah, look, like we said, everyone is on the soft tyre. If you are on the medium or the hard on the qualifying session, something's funny with you, I'll be honest. And you know what? Get your party streamers ready. We're going to be doing to a fan favorite now is Derek coming out of the pits. We've seen it. This is the man of the hour for many. We're going to be following on board for him with his out lap and on his hot lap. We're going to try and give as many people screen time as we can. But mind you this, it's a one-man show currently. We're missing a few of the people here. Obviously, life gets in the way. But then again, I'm happy to do this. We're going to try and give everyone the screen time that they deserve. But once again, if it gets too intense, I might miss out some people. But don't think if I miss you out, it doesn't mean anything at all. It doesn't. There's not because you're racing bad. You're still doing a tremendous race. Just there's a lot of action. I can't cover it all. I've only got one pair of eyes. I can't do much of that. But we're going to be following Derek now. He is coming around the last corner. He's coming at it very hot. He has a great exit out of that corner. Starting his lap. He is absolutely blazing it. We're going to be following him. He takes that first corner rather neat. Keeps it within the lines. Keeps it lovely. That car is super glued to the track. Not an inch of sway, not an inch of losing the tail end there. He is chasing down Sheddy's time coming out of the first DRS zone, going right into the second one around that hairpin. Well, basically a hairpin. It's quite a sharp right-hander. But he's now got DRS open once again. It goes from a DRS zone to another DRS zone almost instantaneously. Only one corner separating it, which is quite strange. I'm not too sure if there's any other F1 tracks that do that. As he comes around corner 4 going into corner 5, keeps a good amount of speed going. I don't know where he's going with his sector 1s or his sector 2s, but I think sector 1 is finished. He's on sector 2. I think he's doing quite a promising time. He does seem to be. We might be seeing something from Derek now. Sheddy's time might be in the hands of Derek right now. Derek might be able to break that 1-3 barrier. He goes into that corner a bit too slow though. He backs out at the time. He realized he wasn't going that quick enough. He's conserving energy once again. That is such a shame to see from Derek. But we're going to be following now Sheddy again. Sheddy is now on his hot lap. We're going to be following him later into the race. As we're going to be going into science, we're seeing a lot of science support once again than we did last week, which is lovely to see. We're seeing some strong bonds. We're seeing these consistent followers. And thank you for those in the chat again. Thank you for those watching. If you haven't chatted, get to chatting. But oh my god, I just realized I wasn't even looking at the clock. But that's it, qualifying's already over. We've only got a few drivers left that have to set their times. One of them being Derek, Sheddy, Laggy, and to finish off is Science. Science will be finishing his lap very soon, but I think we're going to be seeing Betty and who is this? Sheddy. Sorry. Once again, getting names mixed up. Can people change their names? I beg of you. Sheddy and Betty. It's a bit too similar. Someone change it. I don't know who, but someone will. But we're seeing Sheddy now coming around that 9th corner into the 10th, but he doesn't set a lap time. He goes into the pits. He forfeits his lap. Evidently, he wasn't going quick enough. Derek won't be setting a lap neither. It's not quick enough. Science goes into the pits as well. Laggy is the only driver that I think is going to finish a hot lap. Science will be staying in 6th place, which is still a very, very good spot to be with a 1-4-5. Right behind Westaz with a 1-4-4. We're seeing Laggy come around that last corner. It just won't be enough though. He's too slow down that straight. He sets a 1:10.5, which is rather slow on this track. It is nearly 6 seconds lower than P1. Obviously, something must have gone wrong because he is P4. We do know he got a 1:44, so we do know he's possible of that. Such a shame. But that's the end of qualifying, guys. Thank you all for watching that part. Now we're going to be going into the race. You'll be hearing from me soon. I'll just talk about the standings here really quickly. I'll give you guys a little bit of leeway, a little bit of headspace to think about what it is. But here we are. The driver standings are currently going into the race. Sheddy P1, Derek P2, Betty P3, Laggy in 4th, Guetta in 5th, Science in 6th, Glata in 7th, Gad in 8th, Elite in 9th, Hernandez in 10th, and to finish off the standings is Jib Reaper in 11th. You'll be hearing from me now shortly. See you in the race. Catch you now.
And we're back. I hope you guys didn't miss me. I hope so. We can only hope you didn't miss me. Honestly, you've got me for probably another like half hour. Get used to my voice if you get tired of it. There's a mute button on the side, but honestly, it takes away the emotion of this race. But you know what? As we see them finishing their formation up, I'm going to bring some attention into the chat again. We are seeing an immense amount of Derek support from his auntie. That is fantastic. Family members supporting our drivers. That is what we want to see. We love to see it. Every time you guys show up to it, support a driver. It is greatly appreciated here. So keep doing it. We love to see it. Interact if you haven't. But I'm going to shut up really quickly here as we're going to be following Sheddy on board to start off the race. It's the great. All the red lights are going and it's lights out. Away we go to start off this Austrian Grand Prix. It's getting gone and Derek's already gotten a better start. Sheddy's getting flooded. He's overtaken by 3 drivers already. Derek takes the lead, overtaken by Betty and Laggy. Sheddy pushed down into 4th. He's getting contested by, I think that's Guetta. We're seeing a lot of fall from Sheddy. I don't know what's happening. As we're going to go up into 1st place, Derek gets overtaken by Betty, the World Championship at the moment in time. Going around that corner, still no DRS of 8 enabled. Obviously, it's only the 1st lap, but we're already seeing a lot of overtakes from these drivers. We've just seen everyone's on the medium compound. Guetta down in the P6, overtaken by Glada overtaking. Sheddy has been pushed down the order into 7th place. Something must have happened to Sheddy. What's happened to a driver of his caliber? He is in 8th place. Something must have gone wrong in his car. 3 wide around corner 5 into corner 6. We're seeing it. Sheddy and Hernandez. Oh, and someone nearly goes off the track there. I think that might have been Science or someone. I'm not sure. Someone is off the track though, and it's Laggy. I'm pretty sure that's Laggy now. Laggy's gone off the track. He's lost his front wing. It's already carnage. We've already got VSC, and it's only the 1st lap of the race. What is happening? Guys, we've talked about this. We've already seen a mental amount of messes. Laggy is already gone into this. He's lost his front wing, having his first pit stop. What has just happened? Sheddy's in P6. The order of you know what? The natural order of things has absolutely crumbled. We are in shambles. This is crazy. Sorry, I'm breaking composure here, but this is mental to see. Sheddy was overtaken by absolutely everyone. As we're going to be looking into it now, because are we under VSC? I think the VSC's already lifted. Yeah, it has, it seems. Or maybe it's another UI glitch. I hope to God it isn't. But Betty has had a blinder, up 2 positions, and oh, sorry, I didn't see this. Godzilla, let me give you your ribbons. 5 positions made up in 1 lap. Now, mind you this, we see this a lot in racing, but Christ almighty, we do not see that a lot in this league. 5 places made up, 3 places by Glata, 5 positions lost by Sheddy. Whatever happened, he must have just had a really bad start. It happens to everyone. You know, everyone is human. It does happen. But what I'm going to be following into now is actually that battle in 6th place for Sheddy. Sheddy trying to overtake Guetta. Already a championship contender is within these two. They're going into the 1st corner, 2 and 2. Sheddy, though, has that speed. He will be overtaking Guetta into that 1st corner, but Guetta might be able to respond ever so quick. We're seeing it from Sheddy now, and Guetta fighting into it, wheel to wheel, once again into the 3rd corner of this race. Sheddy with that inside line. Guetta with it. Hernandez is out of the race. Something's happened to Hernandez. We've already got a driver out. That is the 1st DNF of the session, and it's only 3 laps of racing into it. We're seeing Sheddy and Guetta now, again, wheel and wheel. I'm going to give these guys speed. And Sheddy and Guetta make contact. Sheddy gets hit in the rear by Guetta. Guetta's gone away with it. Sheddy as well. But that is a shame to see from a driver. What is happening? We've just seen the 2 potential champions collide. This is already in disrepair. What is going on with everybody? We're going to be following now Derek that is going to be chasing into Betty. Betty is now under fire by Derek, a fan favorite here. This is absolutely mental to see. Derek is chasing him down into the 1st corner. He won't have that speed, but he will have DRS open. We do know he's able to do something with it. He's going to have it open. Right now we see it, and that's it. He overtakes him into it immediately. And pardon me, sorry. I'm all over the place, everyone. Sorry for that. Let me just put on the... There we go. Now we're back into the regular world, aren't we? That is now back to normal. Let me get that back into the immersion. As we saw Derek overtake Betty effortlessly. Derek absolutely swamped Betty's time there.
just overtook him like he was a rookie. This is the championship driver we're talking about, and he absolutely threw him into the bushes. But speaking of being thrown into the bushes is Sheddy. He got thrown into the gravel. It's mental to see. We do know he can make a surge. Once again, there is 32 laps of racing left. It doesn't, a mistake in the early race doesn't really affect you later on, unless it's quite a big one. As we've seen from Laggy, he is quite far behind on a hard compound, but maybe a late surge is what we'll see from him. Derek setting the fastest lap time with a 1.6. We're going to be seeing it. I'm going to be following Glata now. Oh, pardon me, something happened on my end there. Sorry there, everyone. But Glata in P4, trying to overtake now Gad in P3. He is getting close. It looks like he's going to be a bit of a battle up in second with Betty and Derek. Derek is under pressure by Betty. Betty will have DRS open. We know that Betty can deliver. He's going to have it open. He has it open, but so does Gad. And a 3-second time penalty for Sheddy. Sheddy is having an absolute stinker so far, 5 laps into this race. Sheddy overtakes Quetta, but Betty maintains right behind Derek. Derek stays in P1. Now, we're going to be seeing the order change. We know that Betty, and he makes a mistake. Betty goes into the gravel there. That leaves a window open for Gad. As we're seeing Gad now, he is right behind Betty. He will have DRS out of the last corner onto the pit straight. We do know that Gad is in a position to overtake. But as I say that, so is Glata. Glata's in a position to overtake Gad. We are going to be seeing maybe a 3-way overtake here from maybe Glata. I'll follow in with it, actually, speaking of, on board with Glata, now into another DRS zone, right out. These 3 DRS zones are so close to each other, I don't understand why that's a thing, but you know what, maybe there's a reason it has to be. I'm not too sure of it, I don't know everything, I wish I did, but I can only deliver to what I know. But there we're seeing a little bit of a lockup from Betty again, leaving the window for Gad. Gad gets closer, but in turn, so does Glata. Going into turn 4 now out of the DRS zone. We've seen the drivers with the DRS open. Derek is doing a fantastic job of maintaining up in P1 under attack from Betty with DRS. I'm assuming using all of his DRS consumption, but he isn't. Derek is maintaining lovely. He's doing a great job with it currently, going around that turn 6 into turn 7 and 8, keeping the car very nice and clean. He is maintaining in first. He's not going to waver. We're going to follow in now with Sheddy, though, in P6, as he's going right behind Quetta. He has a grudge now against Quetta. He knows that Quetta spun him, obviously not intentionally, it's a racing incident, but he definitely has something against him now. He wants to overtake him. He's going to want that position back, knowing he deserves it ever so more. But once again, Quetta knows he deserves it too. It's a bit of he say, thee say, you know, it is what it is. But we're seeing over defensive plays from Quetta, taking down that inside line from Sheddy. Sheddy will have DRS open, and I think we're going to be seeing an overtake from Sheddy. We're seeing it live. He's going down the inside of Quetta. Quetta's activating ERS, but it's just not enough. Quetta will have the outside line against Sheddy. Will he contest it? I don't think he will. It's a bit too dangerous. Sheddy gets the move done into that corner, into another DRS zone, but Quetta responds once again in 6th place. Quetta's on the inside of Sheddy. He has DRS. They're swapping, they're wheel to wheel, going into corner 4. These two drivers are battling it again. Quetta overtakes him once again into the corner. He overtook him again before. Into the gravel, getting his tyres dirty. Sheddy sees the mistake, sticks to him like a bug to a horse. He stays on it, but Quetta stays ahead. Sheddy right behind him. There might be contact. They're getting so close to each other, but right now, as it stands, Quetta maintains. Quetta is staying ahead of Sheddy right now, but look how close they are. He's going down the inside on the corner. That's not very orthodox to go against, but he's trying it into the last corner around the inside. There's nearly a moment there from these two drivers. Sheddy is now on the inside again of Quetta. Quetta doesn't know what to do. He's under attack from everyone. He makes the move. He gets it done, and I think he's made enough of a space that he won't be attacked until the next corner. And there's been a mistake there from Elite. I think Elite might have hit the wall. He did spin, we did see that. I'm right, I don't think I'm going crazy, but we're seeing another overtake from Quetta down the inside. They make contact. I don't think there's damage though, but Quetta made another overtake onto Sheddy, and Glata overtakes Gad into the 4th corner, but Gad responds and takes the position back again. We're seeing overtake after overtake back into Sheddy and Quetta. I can't leave these battles out of the game. I'm trying to give everyone time. My chest is hurting. I don't know what's happening. Jesus, this is absolutely astronomical. This is crazy to see the amount of overtakes that we're seeing only 8 laps into this race. We're not even 10 laps into racing, and we're seeing so many overtakes and so many position changes. What is happening? I'm loving this. I hope you guys at home are as well. I hope all the supporters for these drivers are having a great time, because right now, speaking of it, Betty and Derek up ahead, the top two currently, are battling it out. Now, I haven't been able to pay attention to the chat. I will catch up with you guys shortly. I just can't take my eyes off of the screen now, because what we're seeing is absolutely mental. But there we go. We're seeing just those little mistakes that Perry's doing. It's sacrificing his time. But as I say that, Betty and Shetty and Quetta overtake. They're ghosted. I think they might have collided, but I don't think there's any damage. They're literally within each other. They couldn't be closer. They couldn't be humanly closer if they wanted to. Look at them. Their times are so close. Their cars are merging. It's as if there's only one car on the track, but there's two battling. Quetta and Shetty are ghosted, but they're staying with each other. This is sensational. We've not seen this type of overtaking before. An actual phantom is racing. This is where it makes it. Quetta comes back. He's no longer a ghost. Quetta and Shetty are now back into the position where they can now collide. Quetta is behind Shetty once again. Shetty is now 4 seconds behind Glada. He is nowhere near that top step where he wants to be, but he's making that distance now. But a driver that I've honestly neglected, and sorry to those currently watching, is Science. Science in P7 is also attacking Quetta. And those of you, as I'm seeing in the chat now, who are confused about the ghost thing, it's because they must have had an incident, and when a driver in a race has an incident, they go ghosted to prevent any more damage done to another car. But now that they're no longer close enough, the ghosting doesn't apply. It's just to ensure that everyone has a fair race and no one gets crashed out by a driver maybe going the wrong direction, or by a driver that's standing still on the track. Not to worry, it's standard procedure. It's to stop any incidents happening. But as we're seeing Science following in tail behind Shetty and Quetta, he's watching this battle just unfold in front of him. But this is to his benefit. Science knows that when they're overtaking, they are forfeiting time with each other. He knows that if he stays close enough, he might be able to get off a double overtake. As we're seeing now, Science is getting so close to Shetty and Quetta, they are practically smelling each other's exhausts. He's going to have monoxide poisoning if he's not careful. Coming down the pit straight, he has DRS. Quetta doesn't. Shetty makes the overtake on Quetta. Quetta sat like a duck. Science looks down the inside to make a move. He doesn't make the move, but he's eyeing it up. We now know Science is in striking distance now. Science is now behind Quetta. Quetta is now in danger once again from Science. Shetty is now in. Science dives down the inside but backs out because he knows it's too dangerous. And it would have been there would have been a mistake there, but Science is like a tiger. He's patient and he waits. And we're seeing the difference with Quetta and Shetty. These two drivers are just battling it out the whole time. Shetty has a little bit of a moment. Science is making it up. And as I pay attention now, sorry for the supporters here, Derek was overtaken by Betty. I'm just going to go straight back into what we're seeing in 7th place, because it's a three-way battle for 5th. Now, mind you this, it doesn't seem like a lot of points right now, but in the grand scheme of it, it is, because Shetty is already 3 seconds closer now to Dad. He knows he's making that time in. Quetta is now under a lot of immense pressure from Science. Science, a driver that knows he can do it, finishing on the podium. We know he can overtake, but we've not seen him overtake Shetty. Shetty is a driver we've known has a lot of, let's say, finesse in the car. Oh, and Science loses the car there, but he collects it amazingly. As we're going to go back into the top two, Derek and Betty overtaking once again. These drivers battling it out over and over. Shetty gets overtaken by Quetta. Quetta overtakes Shetty, overtakes Quetta once again. We're seeing more battles in the midfield, but Betty is trying to just overtake Derek in any situation, any form of the way. Now, just gonna give myself a little bit of breathing room and let me not have a heart attack in the booth right now. Those of you in the chat, we're seeing a lot of Science support, we're seeing a lot of Derek, we're seeing a lot of Sherry support. Those of you in the chat, give us some hype to our drivers. Put in a comment, ask any questions. I will happily ask, I'll happily answer any of your queries, anything you want to ask, no matter how big or small. If you want to support a driver, say it. I'll try and respond once I have the time. But get to commenting. We love to see the interactions, and it's greatly appreciated from all of you watching, and especially from those who are commenting. Thank you all, and let's just get back into the racing action. As we're with Perry and Derek, Derek is now under, once again, pressure by Betty. He's been under pressure the whole time. Betty's not close enough, though, to overtake Derek. We know he's not.
but he's getting closer now to the second DRS zone. We saw a bit of lag there from Betty. I'm assuming it must be his computer. Sadly, we're seeing a bit of internet connection problem, but we're seeing right now is maybe an overtake from Betty. Betty is not doing it though. Betty is quite a patient driver. He's not really willing to do that. But what is happening down in the 5th and 6th is, Jesus, it's a three-way battle already. Guetta overtaking Shetty again. Gad getting overtaken by Glata in P3. P3 is now underway. Gad and Plata and Glata now. They're so close. Look at this. Look at this driving from Gad, getting right behind Glata. Glata is now under a lot of, a potential losing of his position from Gad. Not a driver we normally watch, but a driver we're happy to watch today, because look at this. Look at the moves they're making with each other. We're seeing Glata make a few mistakes, and Gad is capitalizing on it. He's got the DRS open. I think he's going to try down the inside. He doesn't. Although he could have. I don't know why he didn't make the move there. Maybe he thought he didn't have enough room, but I reckon he did. But you know what, maybe they know something I am. I don't. Once again, I'm not the driver. I'm merely just a commentator. As Derek gets overtaken by Betty, but Gad goes around the outside of Glata. Glata and Gad overtaking once again. Glata maintaining it though. They're wheel to wheel into the DRS zone. We know that Gad is going to have DRS open. Glata won't. Glata's under a lot of pressure now. He's got the inside line, Gad does. He takes it into turn 4. Gad, I think, may have stuck it there, and he has currently, but Glata's going to respond as soon as possible. Switching back into the inside, doesn't get it done though. Gad stays ahead, and he knows he can stay ahead. He just needs to maintain that distance. But as I say that, I'm going to follow into P2 with Derek, getting overtaken by Betty again. But Derek around the outside of Betty. Is he going to make the move stick? He does. It seems it. Derek gets the move done into turn 9, into turn 10 as well. Derek has done an absolute blinder of a move not normally done by those, but he's done it. He's only gone ahead and overtaken Perry into that last corner. Now, that's quite a high-speed corner. That's where mistakes are made. That's where cars can crash. But a driver like Derek overtakes him quite effortlessly, honestly, from Betty. Betty going to respond already, going down the inside of Derek. They get so close, maybe connecting. They don't. Derek knows that Betty makes mistakes in this situation. He keeps it clean. I think, yep, he's going to have the DRS to open it. He's pushing onto Betty. We knows he can do it. He's around the outside now. Betty is defenseless currently. Derek goes in, overtakes him on the corner 4 again. It's just toss and turn. They're doing a bit of salsa dancing with each other. No one can decide where they're going to be, but we're seeing Perry and Derek overtaking each other, constantly overtaking. This is mental to see. Now, this is where the strategies come into play. We're 15 laps into this race, and most of these drivers are on old medium tires, except for Reaper and Laggy. But we're going to be seeing changes come up soon. I'm assuming we're going to be seeing some position change once these pit stops get underway. But at the moment in time, no pit stops being made, which is, you know what, each their own. I don't know when people will pit. I'm assuming in the next 2 to 3 laps, we're going to see some pits getting down. But Guetta, something's happening. Guetta's all of a sudden in 4th place. What is happening here? Science has been left in the dust. He's in the pits. There we go. That makes more sense. So is Glata. That's what we're seeing. A lot of people going into the pits now, changing onto their tires. I'm assuming going onto the hards or maybe another pair of mediums. Elite making up positions because of that, safe because of going into the pits. But Shetty getting bold and dangerous with it, trying to overtake, but Guetta stays ahead. Guetta knows right now he is able to stay ahead of them all. But now, this brings into contention. Now we're seeing Guetta and Shaw, and he gets so close to behind Gad. I thought I was going to make contact. I thought we were going to see another contact there on the same corner from Guetta. But this is where the conversation comes into play. Who now is going to contest against Derek? We already have it with Petty, but Gad is 4 seconds behind Betty and Derek. The top 3 are different. They are spread out so much that we don't even know what can happen. We're seeing Guetta and Shetty overtaking each other as 3 of the drivers come into the pits already. We're seeing positions change. We're going to be seeing what tires will be going on. We're seeing it as from Science and from Glata. Those 2 drivers that have just pitted have gone onto the hard compound tire. Everyone's going into the pits. That means we're going to give some people moments in the sun for Glata currently, who is going to take, I think, P1, because he's done the undercut of dreams. He's done a blinder to all the races now. He's projected himself up into P1. He will overtake Betty.
And he does do it? I don't think so. Betty is there though. He's just in striking range. But now he's got the ominous figure of Derek behind him. Derek, a very competent driver and a very aggressive driver and also a patient defensive driver. Really, he's the trump card. He's got a bit of everything he does. But Derek is now wanting to attack Glatter. He's no longer in second, he's in third. He knows he wants to make up to that first place. He wants to win his first race of the season. And I'm sure everyone does. If you're racing and you don't want to win, what's the point of it? That's the way I see it. You go into a race thinking you're going to win. You need to believe in yourself. Even if it doesn't happen, never lose that hope because it can happen to anyone. We saw it last season. Drivers we didn't expect to win did win. And honestly, keep your hopes up. It's lovely to see from everyone trying because honestly, there's not one bad driver on the grid. Everyone is doing a great job today. You know what though? The points position, I mentioned nearly every race. I think I'm going to make my own little sub-series and it's going to be called the penalty points. Who's going to win the penalty championship? Because currently, we're seeing 3-second time penalties from everyone. Right now, it's tied. No one's winning the championship at the moment. No one's winning the points for the penalty. Now, we do know a lot of these drivers do get penalty points because they just go over the white dotted lines. It's normal in racing. But what isn't normal is the overtake that we just saw in Guetta. Guetta just absolutely went around Gad like it was nothing. But Science. Pardon me, Science fans, I didn't want to offend anyone there, but Science absolutely got thrown into the bushes there by Guetta. Science, now not responding, gets pushed into the ground by Guetta. He wasn't really given enough room, but then again, it's just racing. You know, it happens sometimes. You have to realize when to back out or when to give in, and that's what happened there with Science. Science gets overtaken by Guetta from corner 4, and we know it's possible. We know that Science absolutely demolishes times, and we know he can beat Guetta. Guetta is now under a lot of pressure from Science, as his Science is going around the inside now. Science and Guetta nearly making contact. Science backs out. He makes a smart move there. Betty setting the quickest lap on a 1.6. Derek then setting another quick lap on a 1.66. Great times. We're seeing a train from Sheddy, Science, and Guetta. Guetta overtaken by Science into the first corner, but I think we're going to see another switchback maybe. But we're seeing 3 wide into the first corner. Science, Sheddy, and Guetta. Sheddy and Science now wheel to wheel into the third corner. Sheddy got the outside line. Guetta makes contact with Science. Science stays ahead. Sheddy makes the move. He stays ahead of him. But here we are. Science is now behind Sheddy. Sheddy makes up the points, makes 2 overtakes. Guetta is now attacking Science. Science is dwindling. He's losing his positions that he already made up in the previous lap. What a shame. That is such a shame to see. But you know what? It's racing once again. You can never really predict who's going to finish where and what's going to happen. But here we are. We're going to go into the chat. We're seeing a lot of happy supporters, let's say, for Science. Now, yes, the ghosting thing. I kind of agree. He should have given more room. Guetta should have given more room. Although it's racing, things happen in the moment. You can't predict everything. You can't blame him. It happens to everyone. But Reaper's out of the race. That's another driver out of the race already. Jib Reaper, is finished. He's gone into the wall, it would seem. Thankfully, no safety car. But what we have seen is another driver go off into the race. We have 2 DNFs this race. That's such a shame on a track like Austria. Honestly, it was a track I wasn't expecting any DNFs in. But Sheddy and Guetta currently battling once again. Now, I'm going to go into the chat again. All of you, everyone has their opinions in it. You know what? I want everyone to think about this. In situations, it happens. But you know what? You're able to hold on to your beliefs. I think personally, Guetta should have given more room. But then again, it just happens sometimes. Sorry, there was Sheddy. Sheddy losing the rear end there. But it's all going crazy. But you know what? I will mention this. We're seeing more support for Derek. Derek in P2. He might get into the position. And as I mention it, he does take it away from Betty. Betty is running away with it currently. 2 seconds. But Betty and Derek have 3 seconds worth of time penalties. We're seeing more Derek support. That's what we love to see. Everyone in the chat, even if you aren't a Derek supporter, get that hype in because you know what? He's having a great race. But Gladda is actually in the mood to overtake Derek. Gladda is currently sizing up Derek like he's a meal, like he's dinner for later tonight. And Gladda, honestly, currently Derek is making mistakes that we aren't used to seeing from Derek. Derek is normally a composed driver, but he's making mistakes and that is opening up the window for Gladda currently. I've seen him go to the 4th corner. What is going to happen now? Because they're getting ever so close. But honestly, like I said, we're seeing a lot of driving, we're seeing a lot of opinions in the chat, and honestly, everyone is allowed to have their own opinion. I support everyone's opinion in this. I'm an unbiased seat here. I'm in the commentary box. Whatever you want to believe, you believe it. But what we all can agree on is that this is a sensational night of racing from everyone in the track. Everyone's doing a great job. And mind this, for the Derek supporters, you're in luck. Derek is now technically in P1. Betty with 6 seconds worth of penalties. Derek just needs to maintain this distance and remain on only 3 seconds of penalties. But as I say that, I am wrong. Glata is actually in P1 currently because now Glata hasn't got any penalty points. Perry with 6 and Derek with 3. Now, most of the people that do get these penalty points, it happens because they're going over those white dotted lines. You can't break track limits. It is a very, very strict thing. Sadly, it happens, it happens with drivers, and it's quite common. But I'm going to stay quiet for a minute, and we're seeing Shelly and Guetta battling it for 4th place again. These drivers, non-stop, have been battling. And, mind you, Science behind Gad behind Shelly now. Guetta is leading this trail in the midfield, and Shelly is like a raging bull. Funnily enough, around the Red Bull ring, it is quite a fitting name to have. But as we're seeing Shelly try it down the inside, he backs out knowing it's a bit too dangerous. But look at that, a 4-way battle in the midfield going down the pitch straight. All of them are DRS. Science in P7. We're going to be spectating Science as you see Sherry going around the inside, overtaking Guetta to the first corner, pushing him Gad right into the rear end of Guetta. Guetta now in the battle. Now Science going out the back of Gad. Gad is under a lot of pressure from Science himself. Science going down the inside, doesn't make the move, but he sizes it. Shelly, and there's been contact. Shelly and Guetta make collision, causing Gad to stop, and Gad stops right in front of Science, causing Science to lose the front wing. He loses a bit of the front wing on this car, losing an end plate. But as we're seeing it, Shelly, Science, Sherry, Gad and Guetta making a battle. Gad making quite a dangerous move there, overtaking down the inside line where there really wasn't an inside line to overtake on. But you know what? He got the move done on Guetta. But I guarantee you we're going to see a response from Guetta now. Now, let me... pardon me, I just realized Derek overtook Betty. When did that happen? You know what? I think I need another set of eyes. Whoever's watching this right now, I don't know when that happened, but you know what? We're going to be seeing a lot more from that as we're going to go into P1 now with Derek. Some more light and some more just time in the light. Great moments in racing. And now, here we see Derek under pressure from Betty again. Gather the 3 second time penalty. Betty going down the inside. Betty backs out of it knowing it's a bit too dangerous right now. Derek makes the move, keeps the move, stays with it in P1. 3 seconds worth. He is currently beating Betty with 6 seconds of the penalties, but Glata has 2. Glata, at this moment in time, is winning this race if he maintains without a penalty point. Now, this is what we need to see from these drivers. No penalties, but then again, in racing, it happens. Contact gets made. You see people go over those white dotted lines, but then again, as long as you can maintain and stay in the track, that's where you stay in the golden hour. As we see Glata here, he's not got a penalty, nor does Science. A fan favourite in Science, as we're going to be watching him, he's currently a second and a half behind Guetta. He has got front wing damage, which is such a shame to see from him. But I guarantee you Science can pull it ahead. Trust me, don't lose hope if you're a Science fan. We've seen it happen. And you know what? We're seeing a nickname being given. Now, I don't know if we can use that because it already is for a driver in the Formula 1 grid. He is the smooth operator, and those are getting called. But Derek gets moved, and it's quite a smooth overtake here from Betty. He gets it done around the outside, keeping it clean. Speaking of a smooth operation, Derek got absolutely thrown out of there by Betty. Betty gets that overtake done into that P1 position. Derek knows he can do it. This is amazing to see. We're seeing great battles all over the grid. Gad overtaking Shelly. Shelly, Gad, and Guetta. A 3-way battle for the lead, for the midfield. 3 wide around the 5th corner. We see Guetta just back out there, knowing it's a bit too dangerous. But Shelly sticks to it. He's not scared. Guetta getting closer. Shelly getting even closer to Gad. There might be a moment here. Keep watching. Hold on to your seats because there might be a bit of contact here. But we're not seeing it. We've seen Shelly overtake Gad. Gad wanting to overtake again, but I think Gad might be overtaken by Guetta very soon into the last corner with the DRS open. We're seeing Gad now under pressure from Guetta. Guetta is going to have the DRS open and on Gad, but Sheddy will maintain 4th right now at this moment in time. But we're going to be going into Betty and Derek. Derek going around the outside of Betty. Derek might make the move stick. He does the move that was taken from him earlier, and he gets it done. Around the outside, around that little corner, you just see Derek absolutely throw Betty away. And now I can comfortably say Derek is winning this race because of that time penalty. Now, I'm seeing a lot of very, very vocal science supporters, and honestly, it is such a shame to see. I will have to agree with you. It really sucks to see a driver like Science get taken out of the race because of an incident. But let you be known, we still have 10 laps of racing. Anything can happen in those 10 laps. Now, hold out your hope. We might see another overtake. Keep your hopes up. But all I want to say is, remarkable driving from Science. Can we have some Science support in the chat? Give him some hype, because he's had an amazing race today as well. And another driver that I like to say had an amazing race is Galapa, a driver that we haven't been watching as much today, but a very, very good race from him. Derek is now under pressure from Betty once again in P2. Betty is going to try and attack. We know he's going to try and attack on that 3rd corner once again. We've seen it happen before. As he goes around the 2nd corner here, Derek is just far enough ahead. He won't get overtaken. But Gad is now behind Guetta. Guetta is in a dangerous role. Guetta gets overtaken down the inside by Gad. Gad locks up though, goes way too wide, leaving the door open for Guetta and leaving the door open for Sheddy. Gad had an absolute mistake there. That is such a shame to see, but I'm assuming he can make the move again. We know he can, but what I will say is, what a great evening of racing. There hasn't been a dull moment at all. 27 laps have passed, and it feels like I've only been talking to you for about 5 minutes. Now, it's a half-hour race. Where's the time gone? As we say that, Guetta nearly has a moment there. But we're going to be going into the compound and tyres here. Laggy, a driver we haven't really been watching today. Sorry for the Laggy supporters, but it's just, he's not really having any action, which is such a shame to see from a driver like him. But once again, don't lose hope. We've always got more weeks ahead. Now, we're seeing a three-way DRS train. Sheddy overtaking Guetta. Sheddy and Guetta, it's like Romeo and Juliet. It's a tale that never ends and it will never end ever again, because honestly, how it's going is, they will keep battling until the sun explodes. We're seeing Guetta overtake Sheddy again. I'm getting a bit sick and tired of having to say these. These people live in my dreams from this moment in time, because I can't stop saying their names. Sheddy and Guetta have not stopped attacking each other. Derek, currently though, in comfortable P1 with a half a second ahead of Betty. But we're seeing Sheddy overtake Guetta, but Sheddy has a moment into the gravel and spins a little bit. Guetta gets away with it unscathed, thankfully, and so does Gad. Gad gets away with it, but Sheddy, such an unfortunate thing to see. Sheddy is now under attack by Science, if I'm not wrong. He sees him, Science knows he can attack. He's 3 seconds behind him with wing damage. It's such a shame. But Sheddy is now behind Gad again. He had a moment, he got dirt on his tyres. Now his tyres have absolutely degraded so much to the point where he's going to really feel the damage on them. Going into the gravel is not a fun thing to go through. But I'm going to tell you now, here what we are seeing is Science, sadly, his race isn't really going where he wants to go. Now, mind you this, he is still having an amazing race because he is a very competent driver and I long to see him in the next one. But Guetta, Gad and Sheddy, these three have been battling non-stop. Sadly, a lot of moments have happened where it's caused other drivers to have bad racing incidents. But you know what? It's racing. It's the heart of it. It happens. You know, you can never really predict it. But we're going to be following to Perry and Derek. Derek here, currently, following, is just getting an absolute trail ahead of him with Perry. Perry now losing more time to Derek. Derek, I don't know what's happened to him. He's had an absolute... He must have had a great time and a great just pre-race meal or just great practice from him, because he's absolutely having a blinder. Derek is just going with it. He's going with the flow. And you know what? I'm going to say it here. I'm going to say my driver of the day. I want everyone to get active in the chat and say who your driver of the day is. Mine will be Glata. Glata's had an absolutely amazing race. But you know what? I'm going to give some attention to the chat. What is this saying here? You know what? I think we're seeing like a chat has just said here. It is such a shame. It is a shame what's happened with Science. You know what? Go make yourself that Golakao
and enjoy it. And honestly, come back. Have your Colak Hour and enjoy it. Everyone needs a little bit of a Colak Hour once in a while to de-stress. I completely agree. As we're following with Derek and Betty and Derek here now battling with each other. Since we've seen, from the dawn of time, it almost seems like, these two have had a great battle with each other. Not stopping. There's been non-stop battles the whole time. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, we're seeing right now, actually, from a chatter, you missed the race. Don't worry. But I'm going to tell you now, these races you can watch once again on the YouTube channel. It is there to watch for eternity. So whichever race you miss, you're able to watch it. We only have 5 laps left of racing. Watching Perry and Derek, we're going to try, we might be staying with them for the long run, but you know what? This is really where it becomes crunch time. 5 laps of racing, it's enough time to make a mistake, it's enough time for something to go wrong. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong for Derek's race, but it is going wrong for Sheddy's race. Sheddy currently is 6th place with 9 seconds worth of penalties. I think that pushes him down into P7. Science will be making up another position. So you know what? It's not all doom and gloom. Science might be getting P6 in the end of this. Now, pardon me, I might be even wrong. Science might be getting into P5. P5 here for Science, which is absolutely amazing to see. But you know what? Here we are, we're watching these drivers, incidents happen on track, you can't blame everyone, but you know what? Everyone to their own opinion, I fully agree with it. Here we're seeing a great, amazing driving. I want everyone, just a round of applause for these drivers at home. If you can put in the chat a lot of love for these drivers, because they've done a great show for us today. They've done amazing racing. No, I can't complain about anything, because genuinely, I've been entertained the entire time. We've only got 4 laps of racing left, and it's just non-stop battles this entire time. Now, for those Science supporters, don't lose hope at all, because this is where it can change. Currently, at this moment in time, Sheddy has 9 seconds worth of penalty, Guetta with 3, and Gad with 6. We might be seeing now, don't correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe, just maybe, we might be seeing Science go into 4th place. But here we are with Derek and Petty. Once again, we're going to be following with Glata now. Sherry, pardon me, Sherry is right behind Glata. Sherry overtakes Glata. Sherry, there's a safety car. Something's happened. We've missed a moment. Something's gone wrong with some of the drivers. What is a shame? What a shame that is. What has happened? It's only a few laps of racing. There's been a drive-through penalty for Science. Something's happened to Science, it seems. I think he must have sped on the safety car. That is such a shame. A drive-through for a fan favourite. It's not what you want to see. But you know what? It's what happens, and it's such a shame. But I must have missed something. I don't know what happened here. But a driver must have gone off the track and absolutely plopped it into the wall to cause a safety car. What has happened? And I hope I'm wrong when I say this, but if the race finishes on the safety car, that would be such a shame to see. But this actually brings in a really scary thing for Derek supporters, because it brings Glata closer to the point where Derek could lose that P1 slot. Derek, after racing after all this time, might lose P1 at the end of this race because of the safety car. That's not what you want to see. But you know what? As this is going on, I'm going to go talk to the chat for a bit. I'll give some attention to you guys as we love the support. Thank you for chatting. We love to see it. Everyone's opinion is welcome. Don't be afraid to comment. You're more than allowed to voice your opinion in the chat all the time. But I agree. Never lose hope in the drivers. It is just, sometimes things happen. As we're seeing from quite angry Science fans, I don't blame you for wanting a riot in this situation, but it's just like I say, you know, just exactly like a commenter would just said here. There is a lot of controversy in this race, and that's what happens in racing. It happens. It is such a shame to see, but it's just unpredictable racing. You never know what's going to happen, and sadly, Science has gotten the rear end of this. It's such a bad time for Science, but you know what? Science fans, don't lose hope, because at this moment, he's had a great race. Sadly, it's a shame that he's in P8, but you know what? As long as he's had a fun time and he's had great battles, which he did have, you know what? It warrants what's happened. But I'm gonna make a little comment here. The safety car has come out because I'm pretty sure I might be wrong when I say this, but I think we had a driver go off into the wall.
and maybe not DNF because we've not lost a driver since, but we definitely did have a car go off the track, and I'm assuming it's laggy due to the amount of just seconds he is behind Science here. But you know what? Here we are. It's happened, and it changes up everything. 2 laps of racing left, and currently, Derek won't win. That is such a shame. But you know what? I'm going to comment once again with you guys in the comments here. I agree. Science is going to come back stronger. I want, pardon me for the cough there, I want everyone to believe here. Science will win a race. I feel it in myself, and I know you guys feel it within yourselves as well. Keep out that hope. He is a great driver, and I know we're going to see some great stuff as the safety car goes in this race at this lap. We've only got 2 laps of racing left, but here we go. We are now going to see Betty and Derek, and now Glata as well, battle it out for P1. This is where Glata wins here. If Derek doesn't make that 3-second distance to Glata, Glata will win the race and get his first win and be the first different driver to win a race this time, which is crazy. He's had a great race, and you know what? I agree with other racers. We're going to see some great racing from Science in the next few coming races, so don't lose hope if you're a Science supporter. Sometimes races don't go as they're meant to go, but what I can tell you what's going to go is that the race is underway once again. Derek is making the pace. Glata is overtaking pressure from, I think, Guetta. Guetta's down the inside of Glata. Glata is now under a lot of pressure. Guetta makes the move on Glata. Glata loses that P3 position into 4th place. Now, Glata is now under a lot of pressure from Sheddy. Sheddy gets the move. He's trying to move, but Glata makes the move once again on Sheddy. Glata and Sheddy and Guetta are all making contact. They make another contact there again. Glata and Sheddy make more contact. Godzilla promotes himself into 3rd place. They are all so close to each other. Anything can happen. There might be another incident here, but Gad is in P3, Glata in P4, and currently the winner today still might be Glata. Glata's in P4, but with all of the times he's made up, we might be seeing a Glata win. Everyone, honestly, get your champagne ready, because I think we're going to be crowning a different race winner today. We're going to be seeing it definitely, because Sherry can't win anymore. With 9 seconds worth of penalties and in 5th place, I think Sherry is finishing last place at the moment in time, which is a shame to see, but Science with a drive-through penalty in 8th place. What a shame. It is such a shame to see. But Gad, they go into it. It's the final lap of racing. Betty and Derek making more overtakes than each other, or attempting to, might I say. But we're watching Glata. This is the driver that might win. This is here with Glata. Glata could win it. Glata might get ahead of Sheddy, even though it doesn't really matter, because at the moment in time, Glata's made enough time. And that's another mistake. What's happened there? I think, who was that that's just gone off the track? That seemed like that might have been Betty. Betty's lost it. Betty's lost that chance of even trying to win. He's gone into 6th. But Derek is maintaining it. You know what? I might be wrong. Derek might have a chance here, but I don't think so. Glata's sticking to him like super glue once again. We do know it's possible, but in this moment in time, I think we're going to be seeing a different winner, which is such a shame from Derek, because Derek had such a great race, but he's ending up losing it because of that safety car. He might lose, no, correction, he will lose P1 at this rate because of the mistakes that were made by other drivers. It is such a shame to see, but Derek comes around the last corner, crosses the line. He hasn't won the race, sadly, but he finishes P1. Will he stay there? He doesn't. Glata gets the win in Austria. Derek in P2, P3 is Guetta, Gad in P4, Betty in Gad in 4th, Betty in 5th, Sheddy in 6th, Laggy in 7th, Elite in 8th, and sadly, due to the drive-through penalty, Science loses the race. Well, not loses, pardon me, finishes 9th in the race, which is such a shame to see from Science. That is such a shame to see. But you know what? I'm telling you now, that was an amazing day of racing. Thank you all for the support. We watched it, and honestly, like I said before, driver of the day is Glata, and I couldn't agree more with that. He had a stupendous race, and now I agree with some drivers. You know what? It was such a messy race. It was, but I guarantee you, like some drivers said, wait right now for the Science comeback. We might be seeing absolutely mental things happen here, but here we are.
These are going to be the standings. We see the drivers raise their trophies. Glata, the first new winner in the season, followed by Derek. And if I'm not sure who was third, I didn't really catch it there. But like it is racing incident. Things happen. You can never predict racing. But great racing all ahead. Thank you all for commenting. That was fantastic to see. Great racing. But as we see here, Glata finishes the race in first in Austria. Derek in second. Wetta in third. Gad in fourth, Betty fifth, Shelly in sixth, Laggy in seventh, Elite in eighth, Science in ninth, Reaper in 10th, and Hernandez to finish it off in 11th. Now, thank you all for watching. We will be here next time. We'll be on another track. Get ready. All you supporters for other races, get ready. You never know what's going to happen, but I can guarantee you it's not going to be the same as it was today. We will catch you all and